Queen abdication, heartbreaking reason Prince Philip could spark royal bombshell. The Queen's long reign could soon be affected by her husband and close confidant Prince Philip, as a glance back at history reveals how losing a consort can affect the stability of the throne. Queen Elizabeth II overtook Queen Victoria as the longest-reigning monarch in 2015 and is the first British royal to celebrate a Sapphire Jubilee. Yet, throughout her lengthy time on the throne, she has always been accompanied by her consort Prince Philip. The two married in 1947, 5 years before the royal ascended to become queen. After Philip's health scare over Christmas, questions have been raised as to how Her Majesty might cope without the man she once dubbed her strength and stay, and some have noted the heartbreaking precedent set by Queen Victoria's reaction to her husband's death. A 2015 article for Royal Central explained how losing her consort troubled the Queen's great-great-grandmother, Victoria. She struggled to reign through her grief after the sudden death of her husband Prince Albert in 1861, sparking Republican sentiment. The article read, "The Queen's grief became a prime concern of her existence over the years following Albert's death. She wore nothing but black clothing, something she would continue to do for the remaining 40 years of her life. She stayed in seclusion, rarely appearing for her people. Prince Albert's private rooms were maintained as he would have liked when he was alive, with hot water brought in every morning as formally done for his morning shave. It wasn't until a year had passed did Queen Victoria's subjects begin to see this mourning as obsessive, and the uneasiness about the Queen's state of mind became apparent. As Victoria was the dominant force within the monarchy, and at this point, had been for more than 20 years, her all-consuming grief acted as a catalyst for rising Republican sentiment. Her emotional turmoil countered the reputation she had built up of a reliable and stable monarch, causing discontent to spread among the public. As the Royal Central article explained, this unease was not helped by Victoria's refusal to appear in public. The Queen did not open Parliament again until 1866, and this was only reluctantly. The ever-secluded Queen was such a boost for the Republican movement in Britain that many radical MPs spoke against her and wished for her removal. The monarch isolated herself at the royal estate in Balmoral, Scotland, and came to rely heavily on just one household servant, John Brown. Then the Queen's eldest, the future King Edward VII, contracted typhoid fever, the disease blamed for killing Albert. Victoria feared for her sons, and heirs, life. However, his astonishing recovery in 1872 pushed her to come out of her seclusion and meant the Republican feeling subsided. She threw a service of thanksgiving at St. Paul's Cathedral and organized a parade through London to celebrate her son's good fortune. Such an occasion raised the public's spirits, just as Queen Elizabeth II's wedding and coronation did during times of hardship after World War II. The Royal Central piece continued, "It was this day that Queen Victoria's subjects saw the monarch they had been longing to see for near on 10 years, and it was this day where the British monarchy and its reputation slowly began to be restored." Like Victoria, the current Queen is perceived as the backbone of the royal family. However, she has never ruled without Philip by her side. The rare occasions when she has disappeared from view have led to frustration from the public, such as when, alongside Philip, she kept Prince William and Prince Harry at Balmoral after Princess Diana's sudden and tragic death in 1997. Royal biographer Penny Junor told BBC Radio 4 in 2007 that visibility is one of the key elements of being a royal. She said, "The times when monarchy has been most endangered has been when the monarch has sunk below the parapet. When Queen Victoria went into mourning and wasn't seen, the monarchy went into a really rough patch. When Diana died and the Queen, and the rest of the royal family, were invisible up in Balmoral, again, real problems, the monarchy must be visible." However, it must be pointed out that the Queen has suffered through grief on many different occasions before, and her reign has never wavered. The loss of her sister Princess Margaret and her mother, the former Queen Elizabeth, both in 2002, was a difficult time for her, but she persevered. Even after she was informed of her father King George VI's sudden death in 1952, She remained very composed according to Philip's 2011 biography, Young Prince Philip. Mr. E pointed out that she appeared to be the absolute master of her fate while Philip looked as if the world had collapsed on him. Still, Philip threw himself into royal life thereafter. The 98-year-old consort did not retire from his royal duties until 2017, after carrying out more than 22,000 solo engagements. Still, one source told the Daily Mail recently, "I think the Queen has missed his hands-on approach to family matters." Yet, the Queen has managed her bumpy year largely without Philip's assistance. He has been living in Sandringham for the past 3 years, while the Queen spends most of her time in Buckingham Palace, to keep an eye on royal matters. According to a royal courtier in 2017 who spoke to the Daily Mail, the monarch wanted him to enjoy a proper retirement and knew if he was still at the center of royal life he'd feel he had to be involved. Despite being 93 herself, it seems unlikely that the Queen would abdicate upon Philip's death, as she has promised to serve the crown until her final days.